Welcome on back to another episode of Comic Conquest. We're back, standard format, burps. If you don't know by now, I hope you would. Breakdown, review, prediction. We get into all of it. This week, the long-awaited Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac, of course, playing multiple people in this show. I guess we'll just hop straight into it. August.
Yeah.
Episode 1, I forget what it's called. Goldfish, right?
Goldfish? Yeah, I think it's the goldfish question or something.
Yeah,
or problem. Something goldfish.
Something like that. And we kind of just get this introduction to who we're dealing with. Stevie Steve over here. And his weird ass
Grant and his just total loserness. Stephen Grant he works in a museum. He seems to work just at the gift shop mostly. But he really wants to just give tours because he's a nerd. He's an Egyptian fact nerd, which is great. We love nerds. But everybody's just shitting on him for no reason.
And he's got a date lined up on Friday, dog.
Date?
I was surprised when she was like, we're still on 7. Anyway, he's just living his life, dog, and he's just a little weird because when he goes home, he chains himself up, puts the sand down around the bed. Yep. Tapes the door. Oh, and I should say the episode actually started with Ethan Hawke's character drinking a glass of water and then putting the glass in his shoes, and I was like, and I don't know if he's doing that so he like actually limps, or if he was like doing that as like part of his daily routine.
That fun fact, that was something the actor decided to do.
Is it actually?
Yeah, that was something Ethan Hawke he was like, yo, I'm gonna do this, and they were like, okay.
I forget his character's name off the top of my head.
So do I, because he's all the character's kind of a very obscure one. So I think they chose him so that they could do literally anything.
Whatever. Which is dope, right? When they take characters that are like nothing and they turn them into something. Yeah. But anyway, I will pop up his name on screen somewhere, so we have reference. Anyway, we're moving through the story, and Stevie Weavy is living his life, and he goes to sleep one night, and he wakes up
with a dislocated jaw in the middle of a field.
Yeah,
in the Alps, and people shouting at him.
Yeah, it's wild. And he's getting shot at, and it's actually the scene I think they put in most of the trailers. Most of the trailers footage was actually only for episode 1, which was I was actually really happy that they didn't show everything else. Yeah. But he's getting shot at, he's running around, and he's just confused, because I would be too. And he keeps saying to himself,
it's just a dream. It's just a
dream. And he's running around, and he gets to the town, and he sees everybody's grouping up in the town for something, and they're like, what the fuck's happening? Ethan Hawke and his boys come out at the fountain, which was seen in the trailer, and he's like giving his little thing
the scales. Yep. He has a tattoo of like the scales.
Yep, and he is just fucking vibing, dog. And he hands the thing to the people, and he's like, oh, and then he like sucks the life out of that old lady.
He judges if you're gonna be good or bad. And it doesn't matter if you've been good now.
Future you's an asshole, dog.
Fuck you.
Then one of his goons are like, yo,
a guy,
he's in the crowd. So he's like, praise and what's the god's name again? Amen. And then like everybody kneels down, and then fucking, of course, Stevie Weeby's just like, ah, shit. And then they're like, the scarab. And then we start to, we also heard who I assume is Khonshu.
Khonshu, yeah. It's Khonshu who's just like, oh, the idiot's awake.
Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
Bro, everybody hates Steve for no reason. Just
and
like,
then
fuck
Khonshu, he's like, Steve's like, fucking take it. And then Khonshu's like, no. And then I love Oscar Isaac. This whole episode, he really just proved.
Bro, I'm already so excited. He fucking nailed this first episode. So
He's able to play all the aspects of this character, which could be hard to play because he has to pretend like someone is, like
controlling his arm against his will.
And then he falls asleep as all of them are like attacking. He's like the way they do it, where he
blacks out.
Yeah.
And then he's being held. They're like trying to grab the scarab, which he's apparently stolen this golden scarab, which we don't know what it does. And he's like, he's blacking out, and he wakes up, and all of them are fucking dead.
Dude, I was a little worried that they weren't gonna go too extreme with this, but like he wakes up, his hands full of blood, dog.
Drenched, legitimately
everywhere.
Drenched.
There's blood everywhere, and none of it is his, dog. And he's just running through the town, and everybody's jumping him, and then he gets into the Von Doom cupcake car that everybody was like, "This is it!
Oh!
Victor's here!" Just Von Doom's cupcakes in the Alps, or Von Doom cupcake truck.
Yeah, did it say Von Doom? It does?
It says Von Doom cupcakes.
Oh.
I might be wrong, but I'm like,
I didn't double check that, but that's interesting.
It is an interesting choice, because everything they do is fucking calculated.
Just like how when the premiere had a waning crescent moon, which is very close to the.
He's blacking out. I think it's dope how he's having like the blacking out, and the way he like wakes up and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Something complete, like he's holding a gun or the car's backwards.
Yeah, and he's like, "I don't have my license," but
it's just happening.
The chase is over, and he like falls back to sleep, basically, right? I mean, you could take it from here.
I think he basically blacks out again, and then wakes up in his bed, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit, bro!" And he's like, "Oh man, I got a date. I gotta go.
I gotta head out."
Goes to the steakhouse, which has already been established that he's a vegan. So that was like the first tip. Like, why are you going to a steakhouse? You're a vegan, bro. And he's just like sitting there, and you get the classic way to, "Sir, we're still waiting for somebody." He's like, yeah. And he calls up the girl, and the girl's like, "Yo, fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch. It's fucking." He's like, "But tonight, Friday, 7. And she's like, "It's fucking Sunday, you whore." And he's like, "You're lying." He's like, "Just yesterday, I was doing the thing." And then he was like, and she's like, "No, fuck you." And then he asked the waiter, he's like, "What day is it?" And then the guy's like, "It's Sunday, bro." And then he's like, "Wait, but yesterday was Thursday." Ba-da-da.
He's like, oh my god. And then like there's also he's got this, so skipping other stuff because it doesn't matter. He's like looking at his goldfish feeding him shit because he's like depressed as fuck because he apparently lost 2 days. He's like, "Yo, wait, hold up. You got a fin," because his original goldfish was like Nemo, had a damaged fin. It was only swimming in circles for the rest of its life. And he's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And he goes to like the pet shop. He's like, "Is this normal?" And they're like, "Dude, we told you yesterday." He's like, "What? And so then he goes back home, and he like starts to notice those scratch marks where tables, and he's like, "What?" And grabs this burner phone that's hidden behind a panel, and there's Layla, which is a person in this, and there's one guy whose name is Duchamp.
And then we start to get his apartment freaking out. Like, Khonshu is
everything's flickering, and Khonshu's.
And then he sees the mirror, and they got the suspenseful music, and he looks in the mirror, and the mirror's moving. And then he's like, "But I'm not moving."
Khonshu is like, "Bro, you gotta fuck off right now, my guy. We need Mark." And he's like, Steve's just trying to go back to work. He was like seeing Khonshu all over the place, just popping up. Khonshu looks fucking dope, by the way.
Yeah, and he sees Ethan Hawke again. I'm forgetting his character. I'm just gonna keep calling him Ethan Hawke. He sees him on the bus, and then at the job, And he's like, this wasn't fucking dream, was it? And then Ethan Hawke confronts him, and he goes, and is like, I thought you were fucking kidding. You really are Steve. And he's like, you do work at a gift shop. And then Steve's like freaking out, so he turns to security. He's like, come on, Georgie, fucking help me out. And then Georgie's like, sorry, dog. And he's like, fuck. And then Ethan Hawke does the thing that he did at the beginning of the episode with the old lady and gives judgment upon Steve. And I don't know if it didn't finish or if
it didn't do anything. It just started like going like shaking, spazzing out, and he was like, yo, what?
Yeah, and Ethan Hawke's taken by surprise, but then like tourists come into the museum.
And so Steve's like, fucking bye. So then Steve's in like doing inventory. He's chilling, and then over the intercom, he's like,
yo, bitch, where's the scarab? You could give it to me or be torn apart, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And
Steve's like, oh shit.
Big wolf thingy.
Yep, and he's like running from it, and then they get to that scene in the bathroom where he sees Mark for the first time. It's like their first interaction, really, and Mark's like, let me have the body! And he's like, have the body?
What the fuck is going on? We're gonna die!
He lets off, or he like releases it somehow. I don't know, really.
I think he just like stops fighting Mark, and so Mark's able to take over, and then we start to see the formation of the suit kind of come apart, and then we can see like, I guess it's just like a tonal benchmark where it's like, yeah, bro, we're gonna fuck up people, because we just come into Moon Knight, full Moon Knight suit,
Moon Knight
beating the crap out of the wolf thingy.
That's already like,
it's already dead. It's fucking.
And he's just fucking wailing, and then it's like cue credit, and you're like, so good. Oh my god. And that's basically the breakdown for this episode. I mean, there's probably some stuff that we're missing, and if we are, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Tell Cole, flame Cole in the comments.
Please.
Because I didn't miss anything. I was testing Cole the entire time.
Yeah. And we'll get to the review of this. August, what are we thinking here?
Review? I'm pretty stoked. I love that this. I was big worry that this was going to be too interconnected with the whole MCU. I've been dying for something that's a little more separate, but like in the world. So seeing that they're like, yeah, it's just kind of, it's here, and like, you know, we get a new character, and you know, like I've said this entire time, I'm really happy. I like the memes of Moon Knight, and I like Moon Knight in general, so I'm excited.
What are we thinking number-wise for the first episode?
Number-wise? Alright, so this episode was a little slow, but that's just because we're setting up the, we're coming in with a character that's supposed to be a little strange, a little slow, a little boring, and then I think we're going to ramp up. So I'll probably start with around, like, 8. Just
8, wow.
8-ish.
Drawn. We've seen a lot of introduction episodes now at this point, right?
Yeah.
Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision. This one felt really slow to me. And WandaVision, you could argue, was slow too, but there's this eerie feeling in the background.
Oh, 100% confused the entire time. Like,
and this, I didn't get the eerie feeling until like the second half. And the second half of this episode was really good. And I know they're setting up the first, so I'm gonna give this like a 7.5. I'm really excited. The ending was really good, so I'm excited to see how far they could just fucking crank up the scale of the crazy shit that happened.
Yeah, that's where my 8 comes from, is my excitement for the next couple of episodes. This episode, again, it was a little boring at bits, but like by the end, I was like, I'm ready, bro. Let's go.
Yeah. And then I should also say, Moon Knight is a weird character for them to do, right? I mean, they've had a lot of time. Moon Knight, he's got a lot of range character. And personally, my favorite part of Moon Knight, which I think is not going to be really seen here, is like, he's just a crazy guy that beats the shit out of people. Like, they're obviously leading into this like Khonshu, like supernatural shit. But my favorite parts of Moon Knight are like, I'm just a guy. They're like, what the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm just a guy that's too crazy to stop.
And can't die.
Yeah, like that's my favorite part. So hopefully we see some of that. Mr. Knight, of course, and the costume design, by the way, we should say.
Fantastic.
Fucking phenomenal. We've seen the posters for Mr. Knight and Moon Knight, of course, and some of the other characters. Costume design on point.
100%.
What do you think the predictions are for this episode, August? What do you think next episode?
Prediction for next episode, I think we're gonna get the whole deep dive. We're gonna have some mental talking between Mark and Steven. I think they're gonna explain. My biggest question really is Mark and Moon Knight separate? Because usually, I'm pretty sure they are in the comics. Moon Knight is completely different from, like, it's another personality from Mark. But this one kind of seemed slightly like Mark is Moon Knight, which, I mean, I think that's fine if you keep it to like three main personalities and one kind of switches between, has like an alter ego. But I mean, or maybe Mark just knows how to fucking summon Moon Knight or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think you're right. I think next episode is mainly gonna be a Mark and Stevie figuring this shit out, like what the fuck is happening. And you bring up a good point, because they made it seem like Mark is Moon Knight. But I think what you said was right. I think he just knows how to call Moon Knight out, because in the comics, right, you have really 4 or 5 personalities that
you got. Yeah, there's 5 because there's also the taxi driver.
Yeah, it's Mark, Steve, Taxi, Moon Knight, Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
I think we're only gonna see 4 of those.
Yeah. I wouldn't, we might see Taxi Driver because he's supposed to be the more like on the ground, like on the ground. He knows he's got contacts. I think that's his whole point. But
I think honestly they'll probably, so if they do merge some of these personalities, because we only get 6 episodes of this guy.
Yeah.
I think they'll merge Mark, Moon Knight, and they'll merge Taxi Driver and Mr. Knight. Because those characters, like Mr. Knight's supposed to be very in tune with the shit. I think they'll probably just try to merge some of that together, which I honestly don't have much issue with, because we have so much ground to cover with a character like this. But I'm excited to see it. And you also said something interesting too about the connection. I'm excited that this is kind of independent a little bit. That's what's, I think, I'm not going to say that. But I was gonna say most of my favorite projects are not connected. That's a complete lie. We've just gotten a lot of. No Way Home. Yeah. But I think that's it for this video. Next week.
We've barely talked about anything. I don't know why you're trying to end it here, Cole. I'm not gonna allow this to happen. We're gonna keep talking. This video's not over yet. Suck it up. Well, I was also gonna ask, like, the personalities, or at least Khonshu and Mark, seem to fucking hate Steven. Do you think Steven is there, like, they created Steven recently as a total cover? Like, nobody would suspect Marc Spector is just also this dumbass who works.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what they could do. Yeah. I don't think, because he's calling his mom the whole episode. I don't think his mom is real. That's straight up, true. I think he thinks his mom is real. He has this random number. That's why he's always leaving voicemail. He's always like, "Oh, sorry, I missed you." You know, she doesn't exist. Ah, well, it looks like I'm the stupid one now.
Fucking
but yeah, I guess his mom. Yeah, he is always leaving voicemails to his mom. Just like my mom. Mom, call me.
No predictions. You don't. I mean, we're gonna see Layla eventually. She's supposed to be an archaeologist. Any predictions there? What's the motivation? What's going on?
So you gotta pull it out of me, honest.
It's too short.
I'm interested to see. So in the comics, Marc Spector is an archaeologist.
Yes.
And a secret agent.
Mercenary.
There you go. I'm just like, are they gonna try to make Stevie the I don't know if they're gonna. I'm interested to see how faithful they stay to this fucking story because it's hard to believe that they could put what is on the pages into this, like, and have it be work right. But Kevin Feige's always fucking surprising me. So, do you think this will be completely separate? Do you think we'll see any mentions of like anything in the universe?
I mean, it's an MCU project. There's got to be like maybe on the news there'll be something on the background where it's like, and Captain America, blah, 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 the new Captain America, or the new Statue of Liberty, or what are we gonna do with this giant fucking thing in the ocean that's a giant hand and head? What are we doing?
The point, I think that's gonna be the new Avengers base. But anyway,
you know what? You're right.
Side note, what you said, the supernatural part of the show is what interests me. I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest with you, of supernatural aspect of Moon Knight. But they need to do something because everything in this fucking universe that they've set up is so powerful, right? Like that's why they gave Shang-Chi the 10 rings at the end of the movie, because a guy doing
some guy,
yeah, he's not like some
he's
guy.
just gonna get clapped.
Yeah, like that's obviously what they do. So I'm interested to see like how far they twist Moon Knight's supernaturality, that's a word, and his powers, because
he is seen to have infinite amounts of weapons already. So that makes some amount of sense, and I still want him to be like relatively normal human-wise, so that he just gets fucking clapped sometimes. Because we need a character that can just get the fuck beat out of him.
I'm worried they're gonna give him super strength or something, which I hope they don't do. I just hope that he's, like I said before, he's just crazy enough to fucking fight a super soldier. Like, it's not like he's super strong or anything. He's just got the balls to do it.
100%. If they give him like infinite weapons, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's Batman already has infinite weapons. We just don't want to say it. All right. Like, have you played an Arkham game? Where the fuck are those batarangs coming from? Not his belt. So, I mean, like, and some like maybe his cape does some wacky shit that's mystical, but like again, we just want a crazy motherfucker that.
Yeah.
And I really want him to go random bullshit.
Go random bullshit.
Cause like that's not like the where's my money, you fucking nerd. That's not that. Random bullshit is within the realm of MCU. That is 100% possible.
They have to put some meme in somewhere. I'll be happy if they have like a Dracula thing at the museum or something, and he makes a comment. Like, I just want just a hint of the memes. Right?
There's gotta be something, right? Like, there's no way. Like, I mean, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah,
that's not even
It's
a pretty big meme, but that's not a massive meme.
Yeah.
Like the pointing one is massive. But like. Random bullshit go. I think that's same tier level as something of a scientist.
Definitely do.
100%, and it's easy.
Especially, because they're giving him infinite weapons. He could just be like, it'll be good. I have faith in Kevin.
Yeah. So, if you guys have anything below that we didn't mention, I know we didn't mention that Steven is usually a millionaire, but that doesn't really seem like a big point right now. Let us know below. Remember, Cole doesn't know anything. So
I don't. I'm the stupidest guy here.
If we missed anything, that's just because Cole didn't remind me to think of it. So
let me know in the comments.
Okay. Goodbye.
Good talk.